introductions immediately, or you have something saying, hold on for a second? Good afternoon. Okay, excellent. I see that we have small businesses that are signed on already. Good afternoon. I am Karen Hollis, and I am your moderator for this afternoon's webinar. Thank you all so very much for tuning in again to allow us through Bid Connect and the Bid program to provide you with valuable information so that you can position yourself in your business to be able to take advantage of. Today's webinar, we are exceptionally, really excited because we have a webinar that we set aside just to make sure we continue to inform you about what's known as the Mobility Advancement Program, or MAP. MAP was established by the Penny for Transportation Surtax, and this is the program that will be allowing small businesses an opportunity up to 30% over the next 30 years. Yes, you did hear me. Significant amount of opportunities. And so we definitely want to work with you today. We're going to give a few more businesses an opportunity to sign on to join us today. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for being prompt. But just give us a few more minutes to allow more businesses to sign on, and then we'll be getting started. For those of you in the interim, I'd like to first thank my panel, Mr. Sandy McDonald, the Director of OESBD. How are you, sir? Thank you again for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Always a pleasure. He's also accompanied by another exceptional member of his team, Miss Janora Savika. I don't see her face, but I do know that she's on board with us this afternoon. And we have, hello, good afternoon, Savika. Thank you again so much for joining us.
Good afternoon, Dr. Hollis.
Excellent. And we do have a MAP team right here internal with the city of Miramar. We have Leah DeReal, which is the senior project manager for the city of Miramar, and I know she's on board. And we also will be showcasing our procurement department, Ms. Brenda Martin, which is the contract administration manager in procurement. So we have the best team of individuals to go over this information this afternoon, and you are definitely in for a treat. So for those of you that may not have signed on to a Bid Connect webinar in the past, we'd like to begin by giving you a little information about the BID program. So what is BID? BID is the Business Inclusion and Diversity Program that's been established by the city of Miramar. And BID, who are we and what we do? One of the things that we do here is BID. The program is here to educate, connect, and to assist local and small minority and disadvantaged businesses into growing. Okay, and we ensure that businesses are afforded access to participate in all of the city's procurement process. BID strives to eradicate discriminatory barriers by developing programs to advance the vision and the goals of the city of Miramar. And we do this in a number of ways, but four of the most critical aspects is monitoring and compliance. We have a contracted database. We definitely do outreach, and we try to continue to ensure, I have several things open on my screen, to ensure that businesses are kept abreast of the most current things that are being offered. And we have a minority data collection in order to ensure that we keep up with all of the data that can ensure that our leaders are aware of what it is that we're trying to advance and the process by which the system in the program is doing in terms of our goals of trying to ensure we protect and provide more opportunities for businesses. Next slide, please. So how do we do this? We do this through education, be it Academy and a lot of these types of webinars, and you've been on before. We have a myriad of webinars that seek to educate local businesses and all businesses that care to join on a myriad of things that can help their businesses grow, from how to respond to a solicitation, how it is if you need additional information in terms of your the ability to finances. One of the things that we learned during this pandemic, unfortunately, is that so many of our small businesses are having difficulty in keeping up and with their financial portfolios, and they were not able to take as much advantage of those federal opportunities that were made available. And as a result of that, not just the city of Miramar and BID, but a host of community leaders, including Mr. McDonald and his team, we've been having these webinars to ensure that we help businesses be able to grow in a way and get the education that they need, so that when and if another crisis or when crisis arrives or whenever they want to grow their businesses, they have the tools and the technical assistance in place to be able to capitalize on all of the benefits and the opportunities and the grants or whatever is being extended to them. So the educate aspect of this program is critical. It fosters job creations through an educated workforce, which has been known to be the most important element of growth. Next slide, please. Not only do we seek to educate, we seek to connect. Here it is through Big Connect this afternoon. We want to connect you with other community partners. Not everyone, unfortunately, that desire to do business with the city of Miramar will have that opportunity, not because it's not available, but we also want to empower you with information on contracting opportunities that our industry experts and other community stakeholders make available. Today's webinar is a perfect example of that. And you're going to hear a little more about MAP and the fact that this program has 5 goals, 3 fundamental elements that are going to be explained in more detail by the OESBD staff. But the focus is to make sure that we empower small businesses with sufficient information so that they can do all they can to not only build relationships with the leadership in the city of Miramar, but to connect also with other community stakeholders. Next slide, please. So along with educating and connecting, we seek to help you grow. We have several series, but the most prominent of which is BidFit, where we have a virtual series that helps small businesses be able to do things like understanding the project scope and how to review a project scope when determining whether or not you have the qualifications to reply to a solicitation, preparing the solicitation response timely and in a manner that can position you and best position a corporation to be successful. Accepting and understanding the certifications that are required for particular projects and why it is that those are needed. More importantly, how to get your business certified and if in fact you are not. Also, FDOT has some pre-qualification things. So these are the types of opportunities and information that not only our disparity study, but we've learned through interacting with businesses that is critical for agencies to be able to make this type of information available to businesses. And so we do it here through the BID program. And it's a wonderful opportunity, and it has been shown to assist businesses with the feedback we get from businesses to help them to be able to grow their business. Next slide, please. Last but definitely not least, and it's the technology aspect. There are 3 virtual ways that you can gain access to the opportunities that here at the city of Miramar. Just like when you want to be visible on social media, there are several platforms that you go and register in, from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Likewise, we have 3 critical ways in which you can get technologically connected with the city of Miramar, especially with BID. We have the vendor registration. We had a webinar on this, and that is on our site, our website, which you can go on and take advantage of that. The next thing we have is a BID contractor database, where in which we encourage businesses to input their information into the database As of today, I received a call from another contractor. Dr. Hollis, can you provide me with a list of firms in this area? We want your name in that database so that when those prime contractors reach out, I have you on my list and I'm able to let them and inform them to know that you are a business that's ready, willing, and able to do work. And also we have the B2G Now software, which is a new technologically advanced diversity software to assist businesses in being able to do monitoring and compliance in the 21st century through technology. So that's a basic overview of the BID program. Today's webinar, as I told you, has been set aside to talk about MAP. But one of the things that I also tell you often is that the city leaders are so committed to empowering staff and myself to be able to continue to help the businesses and for us to advance those recommendations in the disparity study, one of which was information to ensure that we continue to supply businesses with information, timely information, sufficient information that can empower them and position them to be able to take advantage of it. So that's what we're going to do today. And we have our mayor that could not be here with us, unfortunately. Instead of hearing it from me today, you're going to actually be able to hear it from our mayor, their commitment and continued support of the efforts that we're doing to advance the BID Act as well as the BID program. Paul, if you could please play the video message that has been provided by the mayor. Thank you.
Greetings, everyone. I am Wayne Messon, Mayor of the beautiful city of Miramar. Thank you for joining us to learn more about Miramar and Broward County's Surtax capital projects. During this webinar, you will not only learn about upcoming projects, but you will also learn what you need to do to become a vendor and a certified county business enterprise to prepare you to access these construction projects. I have a passion for small businesses and have felt that these types of opportunities have been beyond your grasp. So much so that in 2016, with the support of the City Commission, I have recommended a disparity study, and those results revealed that the City of Miramar could do a much better job in opening construction opportunities to Miramar and other small businesses. This study resulted in legislation that we recently passed called the BID Act, which stands for Business Inclusion and Diversity. This legislation calls for more assertive measures to increase procurement opportunities for Miramar and small businesses. This webinar is one of many avenues we are utilizing to reach our business community to get you qualified to submit proposals. I thank the Department of Economic and Business Development through our BID administrator for their continued efforts. I know the challenges you may be facing because I am a business owner myself in the construction industry. Although our company has grown, we started by taking advantage of these types of opportunities. So kudos to you for tuning in. We have an outstanding lineup of speakers today. Listen to our presenters, take lots of notes, but most importantly, take action to prepare yourself for these opportunities. Once again, thank you for participating.
Thank you, Mayor Masson, for continuing to support, along with the other colleagues of the dais, this wonderful initiative. And so now, without further ado, I am Karen Hollis. I will be the moderator for today, but we have exceptional leaders in place and speakers. We're going to begin with Mr. Michael McDonald. He is and has served as the director of Broward County's Office of Economic and Small Business Development since 2013. Mr. McDonald serves as Broward's DBELO and supports the county's commitment to the federal DBE and ACDBE programs that OESBD administers. Quite a few acronyms, correct? And so along with the county's local business program, Mr. McDonald is spearheading and the perfect tool and expert to provide you with more information about MAP and or the Mobility Advancement Program. He will be introducing his assistant that is also with him, Ms. Janor Sabike. She will be speaking also and she works in a dual capacity as a member of OESBD, and she also serves as a community relations outreach specialist for MAP. So once Mr. McDonald as well as Savike speaks, next we're going to introduce you on the second part of the program to Miramar's internal MAP team. But first, I'd like Mr. McDonald and his team to take it away and provide us with information. And thank you both again for joining us. Take it away, Mr. McDonald.
Dr. Hollis, I want to thank you and thank you for all that you've done since I've been here, and certainly, more importantly, on behalf of your businesses, those attendees today. Thank you for your passion and your interest, and more importantly, your direction. And if someone gets a chance, definitely thank Mayor Messam for me. I've been in Broward now 8 years. Mayor Messam was one of the first individuals I met because at that time, he not only was a CBE member, he also sat on the advisory board. So there's a lot that we do that Miramar currently does that's rooted in the commitment Mayor Messam and others have, not have, in small businesses, inclusive of minority and women-owned businesses. So again, on behalf of Broward County, I'm the director of the Office of Economic and Small Business Development. We got Savika Junior, who's going to join us. Savika is one of my assistants, and she spearheads why I'm here today with you and Dr. Hollis. She makes sure that from the outreach perspective, I'm where we need to be. We're sharing the story with whom we need to share it with. We always want to bring the county's perspective and then have partners like Miramar and their team to bring the local perspective. So Savika, let's get these slides going, and I'm going to get through my piece and then we'll eventually get to you. So I want everyone to know at the end of the day, I want to take that one piece that Mayor Messam left us with. Folks, it really is about taking action. I'm going to go through my slides relatively quick so Savika can get to her slides, and we're going to make sure we have enough time to entertain any questions you may have. But just remember, at the end of the day, this is for naught if you don't take action. Next slide. So again, I'm Sandy McDonald. Savika is going to come to you after that. You can certainly reach out to us after this workshop at any time if you have any additional questions or if you just want to get more information about the county's perspective on MAP, Mobility Advancement Program. Next slide. Our office, we're the Office of Economic and Small Business Development. We are small business focused. We work with most businesses throughout the county. We work with all 31 cities in the county. We're also responsible for the unincorporated, which we now call Broward Municipal Service District. But one of the key things that you need to be aware of, we are a service agency on behalf of the county, which means for county procurement, all agencies that are looking to buy a good material, service, or product, we get to take a look at what they're looking to buy, and we then get to make a determination if a small business participation goal will be assigned. So just want to make sure that you knew, as an office, this is who we are and what we do. Next slide. Why are we talking to you today? Why is it important to speak to all 31 cities? Why is it important to get to as many businesses as possible? Broward County is a small business county. 89% of the businesses in Broward are you. They have 20 employees or less. Yes, we got the school district. Yes, we got the county government. Yes, we got American Express. Yeah, we have some firms that are in the thousands. But I really need you to pay attention to that. 89% of the businesses in the county, 1,300 square miles, 31 cities, 2 million residents, over 80,000 businesses, 89% of them have 20 employees or less. So that lets you know we are a small business community. Next slide. And by being a small business community, we want you to know, go back one. We could take some more paint. CBE, County Business Enterprise. SBE, Small Business Enterprise. You heard Ms. Hollis say, we also administer the federal program. DBE, Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, and ACDBE, Airport Concessions, Disadvantaged Business Enterprise. They total 946 individual firms. Please note, some of the firms who are CBEs are also SBEs. Some of the firms who are CBEs are also DBEs. So you could meet different programs. But as a firm, I have 946 certified small businesses, so I could stand to have more paint. We can stand to grow more small businesses. Why can we stand to do that? because I have tons of projects. Next slide. The ideal is that we want more paint, we want more small businesses, but I don't just want small businesses to get certified. I even have a workshop that we call Certified Now What? I don't want you to get certified. I want small businesses to understand the program, understand the Business Opportunity Act, understand what the county is saying as an ordinance is a requirement of prime contractors when they bid. Understand what we mean by CBE, County Business Enterprise, SBE, Small Business Enterprise, sheltered market, CBE reserves. The program helps you to understand that the county is committed to at least 25% of what we buy. We want to buy from certified small businesses, but after understanding the program, I need you to understand the process. Today is a part of the process. We do multiple workshops making sure you understand how to bid, how to navigate Periscope, which is the bid portal that we use, how to get information on bids before bids ever come out. I often tell my small businesses, if the first time you see or hear about a bid is when the bid is announced, congratulations, but you're already late. There's things that we do that we can help you to understand where you can better navigate the process. So when it's time to respond to a bid, it doesn't catch you off guard. So process is key. And then there's people. Even with COVID, the reason we're here today, even as this virtual workshop, our job is to assure that you know the right people you need to get to know. So I often have to say this. Every single county agency will not meet with you one-on-one. But I don't want you to get mad at them. I need you to understand, as I've already said, there's over 80,000 businesses in Broward County. So if they meet with everybody, then there's no time to do the actual projects and do all the work. Many of my agencies will meet one-on-one, but some will not. But that's not the point. We still make sure you know who the people are. So you know the programs and the agencies that you need to trail. We still make sure you know who the people are. So then when you need to send that information, you can still send it. We make sure you know who the people are. So when we do hold those meet and greets, here's a nugget. When I do host that October contracting opportunities meeting, and if we can straighten up, we might do it face to face this year based on COVID. But that's when I bring all the major county agencies into a room, and they will tell someone this October what they plan to do for 2022 and the beginning of 2023. They will have a PowerPoint. They'll make that available. They'll entertain questions. If we're face to face, they'll even exchange one-on-one, and you'll have access in advance before a bid of knowing what my major agencies are planning for 2022. People is the third component of the 3 Ps of really understanding how to do business with Broward County government. Program, process, people. Next slide. And again, this is all summed up in the Business Opportunity Act. So again, a document you can get online on our website. You can also go to municipal codes, Muni Code as we call it, and get exactly what it means. So I always tell folks, no, you don't have to be like me and quote it and remember it. It's online. But you definitely want to understand the advantages of this program and how it actually suits you as a small business. Next slide. Certification. I have 2 programs. I have a local program, then I have the federal program. Local, SBE and CBE, Small Business Enterprise, and the County Business Enterprise. For my local program, Broward is currently race and gender neutral, which means I don't establish goals because you are an MBE, Minority Business Enterprise, or an MWBE, Minority Woman Business Enterprise. I don't establish goals because you are a service disabled veteran. I don't establish goals because you're an LGBTQ business. We are race and gender neutral. So if you fit into our criteria of being a business in Broward County, then you're eligible for the activities and the things that we actually do and to take advantage of those. So I just want to be clear. Our county program currently is a race and gender neutral program. Next slide. Local certification. Here's the bottom line. If your business has been in Broward at least 1 year, if the personal net worth of the owner is 1.32 million or less, not counting his or her primary residence. If the revenues of your business averages 5 million or less over 3 years, and if you're in construction, 9 million or less over 3 years, at the end of the day, you're eligible to be a certified small business. So again, broward.org/econdev, that's our website, broward.org/econdev. You can see all the criteria and all the eligibility to be a certified firm. The other thing I probably do need to say about being a certified firm, you have to provide a useful function. And they say, oh, Mr. McDonald, what's a useful function? You got to be able to do something in the course of your daily workings that the county's looking to buy. So don't get me wrong. We are a huge county. Here's a little quiz. I'm never going to give you a chance to answer it. Did you know that your county was larger than 13 states in the United States, including the District of Columbia and Puerto Rico? Your county is larger than 13 states. So you're a huge county. I'm saying that because we buy a lot. We own the airport. We own the cruise port. We got bus and transportation systems. We own county roads, county libraries, county parks, county courthouses, county buildings. We buy a lot. But folks, we don't buy everything. So a useful function for us as a part of the certification, even if you fit all the other categories, you need to be providing a good material service and product for the things we buy. It don't mean that you're not a valued business. If not, it just means don't get certified with me, but I still love you. Come work with me. We could be on the economic development side. I can show you my community partners and my business partners, my municipal partners, and maybe they have a need for you. But this program is really about what the county procures. If you're eligible, we want you to get certified, because getting certified, we make sure small businesses have competitive opportunity to win contracts. I don't want your name in my directory just for the name. I need you winning. This really is about making money. I am crystal clear with 9 commissioners. They understand me. This is for not. That's that action item. That's that other nugget. Mayor Messam said it about taking action. This is for not if you're not making money. This is not just about having a cute program with 900 or 1,000 small businesses. I need folks making money, because that is going to grow my economy. Next slide. Benefits of certification. The way the program works, in short, I need you to recognize your name goes in my directory. According to the program, according to the Business Opportunity Act, according to all my solicitations. Whether it's that new convention center, whether it's building up Terminal 5 at the airport, whether it's doing road improvement projects, whether it's MAP that I'm getting ready to start talking about, whenever we put bids out, those primes know through the solicitation that they must participate with my small businesses. So they don't call me. They look in my directory. One of the major benefits of certification, you as a business get in my directory. Anytime someone's looking for a business, they're not calling me. They're going to my directory. So we just want to make sure you understood there are benefits to being certified. Next slide. And that's the one I just got to describe. So let's keep this going. And at the end of the day, if you're not certified, you still might want to do some conversations with us. You still want to check out our website. But what I do want you to do, and this is also a part of MAP as we get ready to get going. Folks, I'm going to talk to you about getting certified with us. But if you're ever interested in just simply doing bids with Broward County, you got to be registered. You get to register for free. Actually, you really can't get certified with me if you're not registered. So we tell folks at the end of workshops, at the end of presentations, when you find that 15 minutes, go online for free and just register to be a Broward County vendor. That's right. You can register to be a vendor and you're not certified yet, but at least you won't miss no bids. You register today and the bid comes out Monday, you see the bid, you can still compete. You can talk to me on Tuesday about getting certified and taking advantage of the program. I just don't want you to miss any bids. So we use Periscope, formerly known as BidSync. That's the bid portal that you can go into and register to be a Broward County vendor for free. If you need help, call the office. Next slide. Tracking. I have this here because I want you to understand those things aren't measured. The things not measured, those things not measured go unknown. We want to tell the story as well as the successes of our small businesses. We want to try to make sure that I'm spending 25% of what the county spends with our small businesses. So we track our information and we use this information to make sure that if I'm not trending where I am, I can do more targeting to begin trending where I am. But we also use this as a means of celebrating. We want to make sure that we are acknowledging where we're successful and working with our businesses. We also want businesses to understand where the majority of some of the county's contracts are based on different industries. We just want to, as much as possible, tell the entire story. Next slide. MAP, folks, which is why we're here. Mobility Advancement Program. This is the fact that in 2018, the county decided, hey, we really do need to do something about transportation, infrastructure, and yes, the future of rail. So you, me, and other folks, we went to the polls and we ended up voting successfully to commit a penny for the next 30 years. So this additional penny on the sales tax is allowing us to collect about $355 million a year, every year for 30 years. And what we're saying, that penny for eligible projects, the county commission and the oversight board for MAP has also said, what Mr. McDonald did on these projects, we want to take your small business program, we want to take that CBE program, and we want to tweak it. We know your CBE ordinance speaks to at least 25% goal, but we're saying on eligible projects for MAP, at that time we called it Surtax, 30% goals. So with the 31 cities, you're going to hear from Miramar themselves. If they have projects that are eligible, we get to work with them. We get to establish goals. We get to make sure their solicitations hit the street. We get to make sure it comes back. We get to make sure that whoever wins is committed to our small businesses. And on behalf of Miramar and in conjunction with Miramar, we are going to monitor that project. Understand MAP is an opportunity, and I'll say it now, for the next 28 years. That's right, folks. It was a 30-year project. The projects are now finally starting to roll out, but there's still 28 years remaining of MAP. Next slide. So the key part of the bullets for you as a small business, we got 30% goal on eligible projects. When I take a look at the fact that I might as well do with you what I did with folks back in 2019, the reason we say eligible projects, the penny can only be spent on transportation operation, transportation services, the future of rail, and infrastructure. So let's think about transportation services. Well, Chris Walton in transportation just brought some brand new electric buses. So I used to ask my small businesses, raise your hand if you're certified by the Department of Transportation to manufacture a bus. None of my small businesses are. Raise your hand if you're certified by the Department of Transportation to sell an approved bus. None of my small businesses are. So we recognize there'll be some Surtax spending that won't be eligible for goals. So I just conservatively said, I'll take 355, I'll cut it in half. And if I cut it in half and put my 30%, I got $53 million minimum a year. That can be small business oriented. So I'm looking to try to make sure 53 million a year for 30 years, which could end up being somewhere around 1.69 billion, find its way to small businesses. Once again, folks, I get to say it unapologetically. Broward County, the cities in Florida, with this surtax, is getting ready to find a way to start new businesses, expand and grow existing businesses, take to another level and scale some businesses. And it's a shame, it's a travesty if we don't create multi-million-dollar businesses from a 30-year initiative right here in Broward County. That's why if the cities participate, their projects too got to have a 30% goal. Next slide. In the MAP process, I won't go that deep. Just understand, we work hand in hand with the cities. You're going to hear from your procurement office shortly. We try to make sure after reviewing the projects and establishing a goal, when they're ready to go to the street, we want them to tell us. Because if they tell us, we're going to promote it too. When the bids come back, we want to review it. Because on their behalf, we want to make sure that the prime has committed himself to the actual small business. Once they decide they're going to award the contract, then go to the next slide. We're going to make sure that whoever they award the contract to, they actually use the small businesses that they identify. So here's a quick snapshot of projects that are taking place right now based on Surtax rolling out 2 years ago, map Broward projects with CBE goals. 15 awarded county projects. Based on those projects that were awarded, they're all over $72 million combined. But based on the goals we established, 22 million of that is going to find its way to small businesses. So those are projects already awarded, already things happening. Next slide. Cities, as I told you, are really just going. Now, for example, let me be clear. The program also allows us to establish goals, just like my regular program, when projects are 250,000 or more. If projects are less than 250, and I think Miramar had a few of those, if it's less than 250, we don't establish goals. But let's be crystal clear. That doesn't mean you shouldn't bid. That should be an open door for you to break your neck to bid. It might be more sizable, but we are establishing goals on all the projects $250,000 or more. So we are monitoring the city's projects, and we really believe we're getting ready to start churning as we go into this fall with a lot of matching dollars from our cities, where the city projects will begin to match the number of county projects that I'm already overseeing. Next slide. And it's also important for you to know, and we're going to share this with our cities. We just shared it last week in a quarterly meeting with the oversight board for the MAP program. Here's the different industries today, based on projects we've reviewed, and based on the ones like you saw, the 15 awarded projects with the county. Here's the trending industries. That's key, because as more projects begin, think about it. When we start talking about rail, the future of that light rail and that train, those are going to be different industries. So we're going to consistently make sure there's an industry list, because remember this, right now we got 28 more years. If you're not even certified, if you're not even a business yet, you got time to become a business, get certified, find a partner, do some research, and you might say, okay, I'm ready to start bidding. If that took you 5 years, you still got 23 more years to be competitive. And though I won't be around, and I can promise you that 23 years from now, I'll guarantee for the advancements that this county and these cities are going to make, folks are going to continue this Surtax opportunity. You're not going to start rail and not finish rail. You're not going to start improving 1,300 square miles of road in Broward County and not finish. So this is an excellent chance to understand that MAP is really long-term. That's the key. And that's what the mayor meant when he said about taking action. Understand this program and this opportunity. And even if you need to start today assembling what it is you might want to do, if it took you 4 years to get ready, you still gonna have 19, 21 plus years to go. Keep that in mind. This is going to be long-term. So that's the key, and that's why we're sharing information. Next slide. It's important to know, because we also have our prosperity zip codes, back up one, that we share where our projects are via our firms. We want our oversight board, we want our commissioners, and just like the city of Miramar, we want to tell folks, not only in one of the dashboards where the projects are, but where the firms are coming from. We want to make sure that equally across the board, all businesses have an opportunity to participate based on engaging the process through the county. You gotta be a certified CBE. And then as a business, think about it. If I'm a certified CBE and I'm in Miramar, I get to participate in Miramar's procurement. I get to participate in Broward County's procurement. I get to participate next door in Pembroke's procurement. I get to participate down the street in Weston's and Sunrise procurement. Once you are certified CBE with the county, you not only get to engage competitively Miramar's procurement, any city participating in MAP, you can also compete for their procurement, and you compete for county MAP procurement and anything else the county does that's not even MAP. It is a win-win beyond win to get certified, even if your intent is Surtax or MAP. There's so many more benefits. Next slide. And the thing that I want to leave you with as I get ready to try to transition to Savika after a few more slides, folks, as I said about that 250,000 or less, even those $1, $2, and $3 million contracts. I need you to think about it. Yep, we gonna put that 30 or 40% goal, but if the project's $1.5 million and you have capacity to do the project, don't wait to be somebody's sub. Be the prime. This is what happened with one of our small businesses. He decided, I'm just going for it. And he won the project as the prime. He fits the little goal and he gets to do the rest. Or he fits the goal and he hires somebody else to do the rest. Think about your opportunities. Definitely do it to scale. But I'm constantly reminding my small businesses, because of the different level and degrees and expenditures of Surtax, different cities are doing different projects based on different size, including the county. Don't just box yourself in to be a sub. There are projects you can prime yourself. Think about it. Next slide. And quickly, this is the thing about when responding to a bid as a prime contractor, you give us all the information and they have to list the subs they're going to use. So even the big boys, if there's a $20 million contract out there and there's a 30% goal, he has to write down there in the LOI who his small businesses are. If you end up being the prime contractor, you got to do the same. Just another document we wanted to show you. Next slide. As well as we also wanted to make sure we show you that, as I mentioned earlier, folks, this is not a game. We don't let someone pick you and then 2 months later dump you. We don't let someone pick you and not pay you. And we not gonna wait till the end of a project to find out that they didn't use you and that they're not meeting the goal. MUR, monthly utilization report. It's written in the solicitation. We don't spring it on them at the end. If you go after a bid, you are required to commit to supplying us with a monthly utilization report. My small business staff, and they do work, have to do the MURs and review them every single month for every single project. This is just another one of the insurances that we're going to make sure that the primes use my small business. If you use my small business, you're going to pay my small business. If you use my small business, pay my small business, you're going to meet my goal. And we're going to make sure, because we're looking every month, not every 5 months, every single month. Next slide. And lastly, I think this is my last. That's just the quick bullets again. And again, our website, broward.org/econdale, broward.org/econdale. Folks, that's where you can get all of the criteria, all the eligibility, but understand I'm connecting you back to where Dr. Hollis was earlier. If interested in what Miramar is doing, relevant to the MAP program, I'm happy you're certified and registered and you're familiar with Miramar. But if you're not a certified CBE, Miramar and the procurement manager is going to be putting their projects on the street. They hope you're interested, but your use can't be counted towards the goal if you're not a Broward County CBE. Broward County requires all cities who take money from MAP or who take money from Surtax to use certified small businesses. So yes, have the relationship you need to have with Miramar. But Miramar has us here today to remind you, in addition to what you must do with them, we need to get you certified with Broward in case you're not. So Savika, I'm gonna turn it over to you and let you tell them exactly why we're really here today, because that's what your shop does for me.
Thank you, Sandy. I think next time I'm going to go before you because you're always a tough act to follow. But I wanted to say thank you very much to the team, the Miramar team, for having me here today as well. I wanted to be here so you can all our businesses could put a face to the name and really represent our office in terms of our community relations and outreach team. Exactly like what that slide says, we really are here for you. And I want to give you some examples on how we could be here for you, how you can reach out to us. So as mentioned, I am Savika Junor. I am the Community Relations and Outreach Specialist with the Mobility Advancement Program with the Office of Economic and Small Business Development. So that's all the acronyms you heard, the OESBD and the MAP, the MAP Broward, that's what you're going to hear and see. So what you need to know is in regards to outreach, I'm your contact. Whatever you're trying to find or navigate through, you just need to reach out to me. Our team especially focuses on providing technical assistance, workshops, meet and greets, and so much more. But I wanted to focus on these three just for our audience here today. So from our technical assistance, what does that mean? It's from, can I get certified? How do I get certified? What forms do I need? Which business tax receipt do I need? Just that assistance along the way, whatever you need, that's what we can help you with. We even put together an online video. It's on our YouTube channel where you, at the convenience of your time, whether or not it be midnight, 2 a.m., you can watch a video on how to apply for that certification. And we're here to help you along that way as well if you have any issues. Even for projects, if you want to know, hey, my business is in X, Y, and Z. Does the county procure that? Does the county need this? Am I a useful function? In regards to what the county, as Sandy mentioned, buys or needs for services. We can help you understand that and see whether or not we have, bought your services in the past. For our technical assistance, we also help you, and I'll provide some more information on that in a little bit, but just navigating, as Sandy mentioned, Periscope, which used to be BidSync. So even though it's the exact same platform, it has a different look and feel. So if you need some assistance navigating that, we can do that for you as well. For our workshops, just like today, OESBD, our office, hosts a lot of workshops, but we try to make it as educational and hopefully entertaining as possible because we want you to be engaged as well. We also host it with our great municipal partners. Earlier this year, we hosted our Surtax, at that point in time, our Matt Broward Spotlight events. And that's where we get to feature municipalities throughout Broward County so they can come and share projects and what's happening in their municipalities. So we're hoping to do a couple more of those soon, but just like today, we're focusing in on municipal projects that you are available to participate in. From our meet and greets, that's also part of our workshop series as well, but we want to connect you. Just like today, we all gone virtual, but we want to use the tools that we have, sort of like the chat feature right now. So you're able to share your company information. You can network with other small businesses, but even more, you can network with those prime contractors that are bidding on projects. So we try to create the opportunities for you to put yourself in a position where people want to do business with you, right? Just similarly, you want to do business with who you know. So we try to help you out on creating those opportunities to network. For example, for even the municipal partners, such as Miramar, our office has put together a contact list for you. So for all of the cities that have Matt Broward Surtax projects, we have a contact that you could reach out to get more information on projects. So even their procurement platform, get yourself familiar with, hey, does Miramar use BidSync or Periscope or DemandStar? Right, those are the questions and those are the answers you need to have already even before these projects come out. You can go to the next one, please. Thank you. So it's all about getting engaged. That's why we're here today. So it's attending these type of workshops to get the education, but it's also finding out about it in the first place. It's getting connected with us. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, to name a few, and our website via email, right? So you can reach us pretty much at any point in time, but it is on you to start that engagement. It's on you to ask for help when you need it as well. We can provide you with the resources, but you have to do something with that. You need help along that process, you still have to reach out to us. So we're really here for you in regards to, as I mentioned, the technical assistance. You want to know bid estimating. I want to bid on a project. How do I bid? Well, Sandy mentioned the great workshop call, I'm certified, now what? That helps you not feel so lost sometimes in the process. So you can be around recently certified firms, almost trying to navigate this process just like you, and that we can provide those supports. Remember, there's no silly questions. Someone else is always thinking that we're just here to help and vocalize it. You can go to the next one, thank you. So now you got engaged. we need you to stay engaged. It's not about coming today to this workshop, one of our OESBD workshops, or another one with our partners, and then that's it. You know, this is the start of the work. This is the start of doing the networking, but again, the onus is on you to then follow up and build those relationships. You got to maintain the relationships as well, and that's what we keep trying to do and to help you with. So for the staying engaged part, we on our website, the Office of Economic and Small Business Development, we really try to have on there everything that is happening, all of the events that are coming up. We have a page designated just to Mobility Advancement Program. You'll see it listed as Surtax. Our website is hopefully going to be updated soon, so stay tuned for that. We're trying to connect you as well with the MAP admin program team and their website, which has a whole host of resources on projects happening within Broward County as well for approved projects. Sandy mentioned our CBE, our County Business Enterprise Directory. That's huge. From the time you're a certified firm, you want to be sure that your firm is listed in that directory. You want to be sure that your information is correct in that directory. Because remember, firms are looking in this directory to choose certified small businesses to participate on these contracts. So your descriptions, your NAICS codes, your specialty codes, make sure they're actually correct. When a business is, when a project is coming out, I usually try to share that information with our certified businesses, and I try to tailor that specifically to the project description based on your NAICS codes that you have in there. Be sure you have a contact person, an email address. Those are all ways we can stay connected. Our Business Assistance Weekly Newsletter, also known as the BAW, the BAW. So every Wednesday, our office releases that around 6 o'clock. If you're not already signed up for that, you definitely want to do it. You can shoot me an email. I'll give you my contact information as well in order to do that. You can even do it from our website as well. But the Business Assistance Weekly Newsletter really provides a snapshot for the entire week on Wednesdays, what's happening in Broward's world of business. Sandy, our director, usually provides you with an overview on what you need to know, why you need to know, and what you need to do about what you know. He also provides you with the updates on events happening for the week. We have a section in there called Hot Bids. That's listing all of the bids that are currently out on the street that you can bid on, even giving you the heads up on upcoming projects. The Mobility Advancement Program, myself, has a section in there as well where I try to let you know what's happening in the world of MAP Broward as well. What's new and exciting happening. So please stay tuned to that and you can get subscribed for that. On our social media, as I mentioned, we have Facebook, Instagram now, thank you, Twitter, and YouTube. So it's really just different ways to stay connected with you. We try to have different information on each platform. You'll see some really cute videos on our Instagram page, so go check those out and try not to laugh at them. We're really trying to keep it fun for you guys. And lastly, our MAP Broward website and our dashboard. On this website, I'm going to provide, you can go to the next one. For MAP Broward's program page, I have it right at the top there. In the top right, you're going to see mapbroward.broward.org. On here, on that website, when you get there, on the right side of that page, you're going to see it says Project Dashboard. You're going to want to check this one out. This is one of those really cool features that gives you everything you need to know as easy as possible. If you want to know what projects are coming out, what has been approved, this is where you need to go. If you want to know, hey, does the county or municipalities, are they going to need my services for something? This is where you want to go. So just to give you a little bit of an overview, because I don't want to, ruin all of the fun here. You're going to have fun checking it out. In the top left, you're going to see projects near me, followed by project overview, followed by projects by municipality, commission district, and the instructions on how to use the dashboard. if you click on one of those tags, the tabs right at the top, you're going to be filtering projects based on those. So for example, in this one, what I did is I clicked on project by municipality. Then I scrolled down, I clicked Miramar as the city I wanted to filter. And right there shows me from the period of 2019 to 2025, all of the county and Miramar projects that have been approved. That doesn't mean that it's on the street right now. This is great because that means you have time to get ready. It means you have that time to still network with prime contractors, to attend those workshops and those meet and greets. So this is on your right side, you're going to see everything about the project itself. You're going to see the description of the project, what is it funded for, the location of the project, everything you need to know. And if you still want more information, that's when we have a project contact that you can reach out to as well. So definitely a wealth of information. I urge you to check this one out. You can go to the next slide, please. And to summarize today, I know we put a lot on you here, but what do you need to remember other than that dashboard I just showed you? The reality is that this is all important. There's so many different opportunities available to our small businesses. Sandy mentioned 90% of our small businesses in Broward County right here, 20 employees or less. This is why this is important. The 3 Ps, the program, the process, the people, understanding it. You don't need to memorize it, but you have to engage in the process. You have to start, just checking out the CBE directory. What is a CBE? County Business Enterprise. You're going to see those acronyms a lot. But just go to our website, the OESBD website, and just check out the Certified Small Business Directory. See if your name's listed there. See if there is like or similar businesses, like the function that you perform in there. Register as a vendor with Periscope. If you haven't done that already, you need to get on that. And just really visiting our website. We're always updating it, just being sure that you're staying connected with us. And in all of that, just remember our phone number. Remember my name, Savika Janor. You can reach out to me. You have my direct information, and just we're here for you. Next. And with that, I will put it back to Dr. Hollis and say thank you very much. And I think you may still be muted.
Thank you, Paul, for unmuting me. I was clicking the button ahead of time. Can you hear me? Yes, excellent. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot thank the two of you enough. And for you businesses that cared enough to join, now do you see how important it was for you to be a part of this webinar? A lot of information given. It is so important for you to remember this information and to take advantage after the fact. Now, the city of Miramar is not a certifying agency. We do not certify. Just as Mr. McDonald says, we rely, just like a lot of other smaller cities, on the county certification, that CBE and SBE, not only for the MAP projects, but also for the other city of Miramar projects. We have projects, we were race neutral, but as of April, the commission at the city of Miramar, we've now approved the BID Act, which allows us as a city to be able to put participation goals. And we have an upcoming contract that we're going to be talking about really, really soon, where we're going to be allowing you to have a 15% participation goal for certified companies. Now, remember, we're not a certifying agency. When we say even on city projects that you have to have a participation goal to a prime and we need certified firms, we're talking about that certification from Broward County. CBE, SBE, and we explain that in hours. Not wanting to take up all of the time, I gave you a brief overview of what goes on with the BID program, but I cannot stress and partner with my panel members today to how important it is for you to get certified. Because there are 2 aspects to that. That's your way of making sure that you inform the city, the county, or whoever else what it is that you sell, what it is, what service that you provide. It's also a way for us to communicate to you when we're seeking to purchase those things. Again, just like Mr. McDonald said, no one has to call you. When the city is purchasing your goods or services through that vendor registration, that is your way of communicating to these industries and organizations. When you are purchasing my goods and services, your vendor registration will allow us to send you an email directly notifying you that we are looking to purchase your good and your service. So vendor registration is point one. Certification, we cannot stress it enough. It carries you beyond the MAP program and any and every city. And also the number one thing that Mr. McDonald said, all of these efforts are to assist you in making money. That's the bottom line. Post-COVID and in this era, so many businesses, so many of those federal dollars are drying up. And we understand, and we are here, and we're going above and beyond the call of duty to ensure that we continue to provide you current and necessary and important information so that you can position your firm, post those resources, and once they run out, to be able to continue to make money. So thank you all again so very much for that valuable information. And if when you go to the OESBD website today, you will see that they are celebrating Women's Equality Day. And Mr. McDonald, I wore pink in honor of that. So when you go to because I did visit their site today, you will see the huge pink banner saying that OESBD celebrates Women Equality Day. And you will see the pink, and I wore pink in honor of that. And so keep informed of what's going on the site. I too visit their site. Now, update your vendor registration. So many businesses have expanded their opportunities since COVID. Now you're offering, even if you go on, you see you're on their list, ensure that the information is current. So many businesses are now, and that's great. Just like Mr. McDonald said, we expect you to be innovative. We expect you to expand. We expect you to grow your business. All of these technical assistance webinars are designed to do that. But once you do, and you've expanded yourself, make sure you update your vendor registration. Make sure you update your information so we have the most current information about what goods and services you provide, so that when those projects are being released, either through the county or through the city, your information that you have in your vendor registration is going to clip in and allow us to be able to send you an email so that you can be notified. Now, there are questions. If you have any questions, we will have a Q&A session at the end of this webinar. But if you have any questions for either Mr. McDonald's or Janor Savika, I saw that some of the questions have been entered into the chat room. Continue to do that. They will, even as the next participant, the panel members continue to speak, they will be answering your questions as they've done, and we welcome that. Any questions that you have for the next panel members, our internal Miramar team that's now going to present, enter those questions as well into the chat box, and they will be responding to your questions at the conclusion. And then we will have an open session at the end. So without further ado, I am now going to introduce Ms. Leah DeReal, Senior Project Engineer for the City of Miramar. She is going to begin talking about the MAP projects that are going to be released from the City of Miramar. She is going to also be partnered with Brenda Martin, as I said to you, the Contract Administration Manager for the City of Miramar. And I'll have Leah just turn it over to Brenda afterwards, just like we did now. And then we'll come back again at the end as your moderator so that we can close out and get your questions. So take it away, Leah. Go ahead.
Great. Thanks so much, Dr. Hollis. We're excited to be able to be letting a few upcoming projects here in the city of Miramar. Paul, if you want to start with the first slides. The first and most major project is the Pembroke Road Extension Project. This is one of the largest projects in the Broward County Surtax program. So we're really excited that it's here in the city of Miramar. For all of my designers and contractors out there, this is the Pembroke Road expansion from Southwest 160th Ave, which is Dykes Road, all the way out to US 27. And the Miramar Parkway extension from Southwest 192nd Terrace to Pembroke Road. The estimated project cost for this, including Solely design and right-of-way acquisition and wetland mitigation is 5.93 million. So it's a pretty good sized project for you guys. That does not include the construction total. The estimated construction budget is an additional $54 million. This one is going to let in September of this year. So it's right around the corner. If you guys have questions, please, my contact information is on the last slide. Please feel free to give me a call, to give our procurement department a call, because once this lets on September 2nd, which is our anticipated date, we enter into a cone of silence and we can't answer any questions. So get us all your questions before then. For this particular project, the estimated CVE goal is 30%. So for my designers, make sure you get your CVEs in there if you want to pursue it. If you are a CVE and you want to pursue this as a prime, great. If not, make sure your subs are CVEs so that you can get that 30%. The NAICS codes are there for you guys to be able to view. Go ahead and advance the slide, Paul, so that I can show these guys the project area. If you are a designer, the construction of this project will be let in these 3 segments. So the red segment is segment A. This is a widening. There's an existing 2-lane typical section on Pembroke Road that's there. That's going to be widened to 4 lanes. It will have a divided median, landscape, irrigation, lighting where warranted, drainage. It'll incorporate complete streets elements, so buffered bike lanes, sidewalks, noise walls where they're warranted, obviously signing and pavement markings. The second segment, segment B, is the extension of Pembroke Road. This will also be a 4-lane typical section. There is no roadway currently out there. So this is all virgin land and new construction. So that will start at Southwest 196th Avenue. There's a little culvert right there and a canal, and it'll continue all the way out to US 27. Same scope applies. 4-lane typical section, landscaping, lighting, buffered bike lanes, the whole 9 yards. Segment C is what you see in blue. That's Miramar Parkway extension up to meet Pembroke Road. That is a little bit different. It's going to be a 2-lane typical section, but the other design components are the same. So lighting, drainage, buffer bike lanes, sidewalks, noise walls, pavement markings, traffic signal design if it's warranted, especially at the intersection of either Southwest 196th Ave or Miramar Parkway and Pembroke Road, that new intersection that's out there. Go ahead, Paul, advance the slide. So these are just a few of the components that were mentioned. The existing 2-lane typical section conversion into 4-lane. What's shown on the slide there is the 3 different segments, and then the common elements that all segments will include is shown there as well. So as I previously mentioned, this is the design phase for this project. For all my construction contractors out there, the construction portion will drop in about 22 months after we initiate design. So that's fiscal year 23 or the beginning of FY 24, possibly. So construction following in about 2 years. So if you guys are gearing up or taking a look at what projects are coming out there, construction contractors, please keep this job in mind. All right, go ahead, Paul. Next slide. The second project that we have coming up for you is also a design phase project. This is for a bus shelter improvement citywide. There's 13 bus shelters that the city would like to add along the transit routes that are within the city. So this estimate is about $144,000. It's for design services. This will let in spring of 2022. And although we always encourage our CVE contractors to go after these projects, this one falls below the monetary threshold for requiring a CVE goal. So that participation percentage mandated from the county is 0. But like I said, we always encourage our CVEs to go after that. Don't let that keep you guys from bidding on this job. Go ahead, next slide. All right. The third contract that we have coming up for you, again, is another design scope project. Sorry, contractors, but this one will come into construction in about a year from letting. It's anticipated to let in summer of 2022, and this is the Pembroke Road buffered bike lane from Palm Avenue to Douglas Road. Basically, this is milling and resurfacing, putting some buffered bike lanes in there, possibly changing the curb line a little bit, but the project estimate for design is $252,000. Again, CVE goal is zero mandated by the county, but please feel free to pursue this project if you are a CVE. Go ahead, next one. All right, and so like I said, those are some of the design and construction projects that we have either coming out shortly or gearing up for you guys. We encourage you to sign up in DemandStar. That is our procurement platform. And if you have any questions on any of the Surtax projects, especially technical questions for me or procurement questions, our contact information is on this slide. You can feel free to give me a call or drop me an email. And same with Brenda Martin, who is our contract administration and procurement officer. So, and with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Dr. Hollis.
Thank you so much. We have Brenda Martin that's here on the line with us from the procurement department. It's always very, very important for us to ensure that you know that you have access to the procurement department. And as you will see from Ms. Martin, she will explain the extent to which the procurement department avails itself to ensure that they not only timely release information and work tirelessly with minority businesses to ensure that they're able to respond and position themselves to take advantage of those projects that are being released. You will also see that she and procurement, as well as the entire city, we have an open door policy. The city of Miramar is one of those agencies that will actually meet one-on-one with small businesses. We do it daily, not just with the bid program or EBD. We do it throughout the entire city of Miramar, and you will hear that through Ms. Martin, that procurement continues to do all that they can to assist businesses. So Ms. Martin, if you can take it away and tell us a little more about the procurement program and the projects that you're working on, please.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for attending. Again, I am Brenda Martin, and I am the Procurement Administration Manager. And thank you for starting this slide, Paul. You can go ahead with the second one. So this is our mission. And along with this mission, we have a great task with the city of Miramar with trying to balance the goals and the requirements of the different departments that we interact with, and making sure that our projects are succinct with the laws and codes of Florida, and making sure that we expedite the services as best as we can, efficiently and expeditiously, and with having a level playing field for everyone who is involved in the process. Next slide. This is our thresholds that we abide by. So for any projects, small dollar projects that are 5,000 or less, we have a no competition is required. And if it's 7,500 or less, if it's a Miramar vendor, only one written quote is required, but it's not competitively bid. And our projects that are 5,000 to 10,000 require a minimum of 3 quotes, and it's not competitively bid, just with the 3 quotes. Anything that's 10,000 to 75,000, same thing, minimum of 3 written quotes is required. Now, when we get to 75,000 and above, that's where the formal process is involved. And we have our processes where we have to go to the city commission for approval. So this is a little bit of a lengthier process. Next slide. So these are the types of the solicitations that we have here. We have the request for quotations, which is the method used for purchasing of small dollar goods and services. We have the invitation for bids, which is mostly for minimum, lowest bidder is usually how this is awarded. The request for proposals. This is more of a two-step process where there's an evaluation process involved with this, and price is among the evaluating criterias. And on the request for qualifications, it's the same process. However, price is not involved in the evaluation process. Next slide. Our preferences for projects. We apply these preferences for competitive purchases on all of our formal solicitations that are above $1 threshold, usually above 250,000. That's when we require it. We apply a 5% discount, 5 points for Miramar businesses. They must, once you are choosing this preference, because we give in the formal solicitations, we give documents that you must choose whether you or not you qualify for this preference, and we require the accompanying Broward County certificates that will substantiate you asking for those points. And the discount points for Broward County certified CBE firms, the SBE firms, and the FCBE firms. So all of these is what you would have to prove by actually showing the certificates along with, choosing that you want to be chosen for one of those discounts or the point system. Next slide, please. Now I'm going into the library of pools. The city of Miramar has several pools that we are using. And next slide. These pools will be the architectural engineering, and I believe the subcontractor library will be renewing early of 2022. So with these libraries, the architectural, and the subcontractor, the miscellaneous consulting services, which again ranges from general counsel, HR related, financial services, all the different services. These libraries are libraries that we place in our system. Of course, they go through the formal process of the RFQ or RFP process. And once your firm is selected into these libraries through the evaluation process, your firm will be like on a list, short list, and you won't have to go through the formal process again within that 2-year or 3-year time that the libraries are set in place. So it's very important if you could try to get into these libraries when they open again, and we will advertise on Demand Star to let you know when these libraries are going to open again, so that your firms can get in there. Especially for many of the small firms, there are subcontractor firms, and it will be very beneficial for just the simple things that projects that we need to do around the city, that instead of going out to advertise to the large, we will just go to the subcontractor library and quickly get a subcontractor to do the work for us without having to go through all the paperwork. Next slide. So this is what I was saying about a minute ago with the advantages of the library. So you're already pre-qualified and you're vetted in there. You're secured with at least a 3-year, up to a 3-year agreement on a standby process, of course. But just to know again that you don't have to worry about us going out to the mass to advertise for projects. Once you're in the library, we will just reach out to you through a small mini process, which, it would be better for you, more beneficial for you than if we were to go out to advertise to the mass. So again, advertisement is only to you. And again, it's a quick mini formal process. Next slide. As I was saying before, the library opens back up in early 2022. So normally we do all of our advertisements on demandstar.com. So I encourage you to keep a lookout on demandstar.com for these advertisements that will be coming up. And please try to apply so that you can get in, because even in some of the libraries that we have, it is customary that we would bring it, decrease them by shortlisting. But then there's a lot of other occasions where we would not. And the evaluators would say, we don't want to cut anyone. We want everyone to be into this library. And that was the case that happened in the last evaluation process that we did for the architectural and engineering services. There was over 30 odd firms, 40 odd firms, I think it was, that applied under the architectural and engineering libraries into different subcategories of that library. And all the evaluators decided they don't want to shortlist to anyone. They want to make sure that everyone has a chance for the projects that are coming out in the city of Miramar. So again, these libraries are very good to give you the opportunity to be known, your firm to be known within the city of Miramar. And you can network even better with the other firms that are in the library. So we greatly encourage you to make sure that you keep abreast of demandstar.com for when these libraries open up again, and try to get your firm in there so you can be in the know. There's the email address there, or the website address there for registering with the city of Miramar. And don't forget that you have registration, which is free on demandstar.com. Next slide. Here's the issue with requests for letters of interest. These is a small mini process I was talking about that we use for the libraries. So instead of going out to the mass as a RFQ, RFP, we call it RLOIs, and it's a smaller, quicker process just for us to do just a quick reevaluation. And it's mostly just for you to update your information with us as well, so that whenever things come out and we solicit to you, we would just email exactly to the vendors who are in the subcategory of the library that we're needing. Like for instance, if we need electrical that are in the architectural libraries, we will only send the emails or solicit to those vendors who are in the electrical subcategory of the library. So then we'll go through a little mini process to select who can get the project, based on the criteria that are set. And there you go. So it's much of a quicker process. And again, we can't stop encouraging you to try to get into these libraries, because we're doing our best to open them up to as many vendors or firms as we can without even shortlisting. So I can't encourage you more to just try to get into them. Thank you. So the consultant evaluation form, again, quicker process. It's for smaller projects under 75. And for some of the libraries, it even could be more than that. You have to justify with 3 vendors in the library for a particular proposal. This is for the consultant evaluation form. I'm sorry. For the consultant evaluation form that falls under the library, this is like another layer, which is a smaller layer for small projects that are under 75. So it even makes it even easier for, if you're in the library, we pick the three vendors and we select them based off of that. So this is even a quicker process than the RLOI that I just previously mentioned. Next slide. And there's my information. I encourage you to please contact me if you have any questions. If I need to extrapolate on anything that I have just mentioned, I have no problem with getting on the phone with you and making you understand and get you to and answer all your questions that you have. I'm reachable and I'm ready to answer all questions that you have. Thank you so much. Take it away.
I am unmuting. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you so very much as well, Leah. We want you to be successful businesses. We are here to assist you to get work. That's the bottom line. Now, the three quotations that she said, when you heard the mayor at the beginning, as well myself, let you know that our disparity study, we learned a lot as a city by the disparity study and the information that was released. Not only did they say it's imperative for us to give timely information, we also learned that small minority and disadvantaged businesses, they struggle in being successful in the solicitation process. You have to understand how amazing it is that the procurement department has evolved and developed measures by which not only is it more amenable and easier for you to access opportunities without having to subject yourself to the solicitation process with smaller projects where they'd only look for 3 quotations. With that, there's no competitive process involved. And so you need to make sure and understand how important it is for you to have yourself and your business in place so that when they're looking for those 3 quotes, and what are we talking about? Yes, all of the things that are done is done through the procurement department, but we have departments, that departmental spend. When those departments are reaching out and looking to purchase goods and services, one of the things, and a lot of the things that the procurement department has in place, 5,000 or less, they can go without the full competitive process. 7,500 or less for local businesses. This is huge, okay? And the libraries, you can go through the solicitation process. This is designed to ensure more inclusion for small, minority, micro businesses. That's what this is about. Those libraries, it is imperative that you understand they're designed to ensure that, yes, when you go through that process, that solicitation process, you can be available to be used for up to 3 years with just one solicitation process. That's huge. It is imperative for you to take action to be able to position yourself to take advantage. Step 1, vendor registration for both the county as well as the city of Miramar. That's your way of letting us know, and we know what your goods and services are. Second, get certified. That's the action. We don't want you to be confused about the action we need you to take. The action you take at the end of this webinar, get registered as a vendor with both Broward County as well as the city of Miramar. Please, please, please ask questions. All of the information that you see that was made available, if you need any of it, the telephone numbers or anything, that is available, and we want you to know that these people can respond. Those Surtax projects that the city of Miramar will be releasing, you heard our engineer say, assistant engineer say, city engineer say, is something that's going to be released as soon as next week, September 2nd. Once it's released, they cannot speak to you. Code of silence are in place. Did you hear her say that? Which means if you have any questions, look at those things and give her a call before the project is released. We are providing this information to not only give you timely information, but to avail ourselves so that you can have all of your questions asked. Of course, after any solicitation, Brenda can confirm is released, there are questions and answers. You will have to go through the procurement process to be able to have your questions answered at that time.
Tara, can I jump in here?
Yes, please, Brenda. I knew that would get you to say more.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
you know, I've been chomping at the bit right now.
Yes.
I just want to jump in on this part. It is very imperative. It's very imperative that once we advertise these projects, and we will most likely, for the most part, all these projects are going to have pre-bid meetings. It is so imperative for you to attend these pre-bid meetings. Um, and in the pre-bid meetings, you know, before the meetings, you have these large solicitation packages, and I know that they can be intimidating with the wealth of information that is in it. However, we try our best to break it down for you in those pre-bid meetings so that you can understand what is expected of you and what is the requirement that we need from you from the procurement perspective and from the engineer's perspective, so that you will be a more strong competitor for those projects that come out. So it's very important for you to attend these meetings. A lot of people, they look at the scope and they say, okay, yeah, I think I could do that. And they just submit and they don't attend the meetings. But then they end up, when they do submit, there's things that they missed from in the meeting that actually knocks them out. And so from a procurement perspective, I can't I can't strongly encourage it. Please attend those pre-bid meetings so that we can go over each aspect of the packages that we advertise, and that we can answer all your questions in those meetings, and you can have a more general idea of what we're requiring, what we're needing. We give you a lot of warnings in these meetings. We warn you a lot about, and we give scenarios of failed vendors who did not, or who were not successful, and why they were not successful. Of course, we don't name names, but we're just giving you ideas in these meetings, and we try to help you in every way to tell you, don't do that, don't do this will knock you out, please do this. So we try our best to help as much as we can. So I cannot express it as much as I can right now. Please, when you see these advertisements come out and you see that pre-bid meeting, please get on that call, or once COVID is over and we start to open up again, attend them personally. So thank you so much for your time.
Yes, yes. And not only with the city of Miramar, Mr. McDonald's is still on the line, as well Broward County. When I tell you a fighter for small businesses, you come to those meetings and there are times that there are things in those scopes that you communicate to the team, to the experts, and they get, not only are the prime contractors there, in some cases, in many cases, trying to develop partnerships and looking for smaller businesses that they can partner with and put on the team. Because remember, this solicitation hasn't been released. We want you to know that there is a wealth of, a myriad of information and opportunities that are made available through these meetings. Mr. McDonald's, questions, you can ask them questions. If you find that there's something that needs to be addressed, if you find there's something, he will go above and beyond. And I've seen and heard through businesses the extent to which he will go to ensure that the projects are being not only fair, but being made available so that there's access for every business that desires to do business with the county. As well, here in the city of Miramar, our team, our leadership team, they go above and beyond the call of duty. Every commissioner, as well our mayor, work very, very hard to ensure and empower the departments and the programs like bid, like EBD, like procurement, the departments to go above and beyond so that we can be available to you. We can address those things that perhaps we have not paid attention to, or we could do a better job, as these studies are telling us, in ensuring that we provide more information and we develop smaller means to be able, through the 3 quotations and other things that we can do, that we can ensure that smaller businesses have more of an opportunity. Please do not forget what Leah Darrell says. Just because a project, as well as Mr. McDonald, has a 0% goal, when we're talking about these maps, because we have to get back to that. That's the purpose of, and the significance of this webinar. When you see that those projects have a 0% goal, it does not preclude you, small business, from responding. They're designed because Mr. McDonald and his team, they've reviewed those documents and they've determined that it's a smaller amount or it's a manageable amount that small businesses are capable of becoming primes and responding and taking advantage and proving that they are ready, willing, and able, and have the goods and the services and the capability of winning those projects. And so please, just because you see 0% does not mean you as a small business cannot respond to those solicitations. In fact, if we encourage you, because Mr. McDonald says, and I'm quoting, there's more opportunity for you in those particular cases, because those are bite-sized projects that have been identified as accessible to small businesses. So thank you, Mr. McDonald, again. Thank you, Janoris Vika. Thank you, Brenda Martin. Thank you, Leah DeReal. Are there any questions that have not been addressed? If not, know that if you placed your questions into the question box, they will be addressed even after this session. All of the team will be looking through. And Paul, do you have any questions that we can address now online that we perhaps have not addressed that came through the chat room? Oh, I'm looking at something, Mr. McDonald's, that I'm going to address to you. Federal certification programs. We want more information. Mr. McDonald's, can you help us with that?
Yes, they can certainly email me directly, but I also, Savika put in there the actual link to my DBE and the ACDBE program. So this is what I would recommend if you're still around. If I would recommend anyone, broward.org/econdev. That's our website. When you go to our website, you can also go to see the past newsletters. You can subscribe to receive the newsletter. And once you got access to us through our website, everything we said today and more is available to you. But on my basic website, when you go to broward.org/econdev, you'll see small business program. You'll see certification. You'll see the directory. You can do the local program. You can do the federal program. There's a link for the DBE, ACDBE as well. But again, if any of that's too confusing, I put in the chat my email. Send it directly to me and we'll send you the link to make it even easier.
Excellent. And just so you know, Mr. McDonald, we've only lost one caller. Everyone's still on board. So are there any other questions that perhaps anyone would like to ask at this time? Please, if you can address or say the individual to whom you would like to address the question, but I believe that the team has done a fantastic job of answering your questions throughout the process. And we cannot thank you enough for not only just attending, but now that you have the information, you've been empowered with the information, you've been connected with other industry partners like we have here in the city of Miramar, as well as Broward County. We believe and we expect you to take action. Please do so, because at the end of the day, just attending the workshops without doing what you need to do to position yourself post the webinar will not equate to you taking advantage of all of these. There is something that says, thank you, Mr. McDonald, and thank you, Ms. Savika. And I too thank you again from here, from the city of Miramar, as well as Brenda Martin. And we thank you all for being able to attend this afternoon. We will not prolong your day anymore. Thank you again for participating. We will be having additional information about other projects that will be released with the city of Miramar. We're going to be having, just like following the lead of Mr. McDonald's, we have major projects that are going to be coming out, and we will have opportunities for you to be able to come and take advantage of those opportunities, and they have percentage goals, and we want you to know about that information. So thank you again for joining us this afternoon. We trust that you've been connected with leaders that can help you, and we want you to do all you can. Stay safe throughout this pandemic. We understand that these are trying times, especially for small, minority, and disadvantaged businesses. We are here for you. We're continuing to work. For most of us, we've returned back to the office. We're not remote, and even remote, we're available. We do not stop, and we're here for you. And we believe that not only all of us, all of you small businesses that continue to stay in business when so many, over 500,000 businesses have closed. We applaud you for being courageous enough to continue your entrepreneurial pursuits, and know that we will continue to work just as hard to continue to create programs and services and access to opportunities to help you post-COVID to be able to be profitable as business owners. Thank you again so much, and good afternoon.
Thank
That
you all.
concludes the webinar. Thank you, Mr. McDonald. Have a great day, everyone.